Hi guys, welcome to the 15th episode in our playthrough Adds Egypt series. Remember last episode we did take out a couple of city-states as well as roads over here. And we added that to our kingdom, if it would select. That is part of Phrygia right there. But so what we're doing this episode is I have noticed over here at the Seleucid Empire, people are clearly not happy about the 4-year-old in charge, and they are going to rebel in approximately 11 months. So this is a really bad rebellion for the Seleucids. We might actually move our armies over here and potentially try and take some of this land, unless this is the core of the rebellion. Or we could declare war on the rebellion, and that might give us this land, considering if the Seleucid Empires are going to beat them. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start moving our troops, and I'll tell you once I've moved some of the troops over to here. As you can see here, the Seleucid Empire is approximately 1 month from rebellion, which is not too good for them. We have some of the army right here, 28,000, and they do need to regenerate, so it's not too bad that we have brought them over here anyway, because this is part of the mainland, so they should regenerate maybe a bit faster. And so here is Seleucid's civil war. Keep saying rebellion, but it looks like it's the Seleucid revolt, and they're currently at war with Seleucid and all of its allies. We might actually want to jump on this opportunity. As you can see, Seleucids are probably going to be pretty desperately fighting against this rebellion, because they did take quite a bit of land, and they will expand in their army size. You can see that, well, since they've just appeared, really, there's not really much stuff that they can do. We do not actually have a claim, so we might as well start a fabricated claim on this province, so we don't have to march somewhere else. And since we are doing that mission, we can't start a mission. And we can move these troops over towards the Seleucid Empire. You can see either we can get the flax, or we can improve our navy's attrition. We're actually going to go with hostile attrition, meaning that when people say the war with Seleucids at any point goes badly, they invade, and then they have bad attrition. So we'll kind of get these guys into position. Move them along to the border right here. They are not fully regenerated, so we might have to wait a couple minutes for them to regenerate more. You can see that we do need 39,000, but we are starting to regenerate at least. See that this army is accidentally left them behind there, and so we're going to come over and pick up these guys. First time in a while, actually. There are going to be no troops over here in this area, and there's not really very high risk at all of rebellions over here, so we should be fine. It looks like someone wanted trade, not the Seleucid Revolt. You can see Seleucid Revolt is taking some land, although in Civil Wars, if you didn't know, the second you capture land, it's automatically added to whatever your country is. You can see they are going up +7. The Seleucids have lost a lot of cohorts and are going -1. And the guys expanded to a 5-year-old now. We'll let the claim fabricate and the navy pick up these troops, so they could get on board. Looks like there were multiple armies, and it's a bit too big, it looks like. And so ideally, we will kick off this 9th Stratos right here, and it's still not going to let us. And we'll kick off this Stratos, and now it'll let us. Although since they are still expanding, it might get a bit tight, but it does measure in capacity. You see that clearly 1,000 troops can easily fit on the ship, and it will let me at this point, but it might not, again, considering that, yep, it is too big, because even though these guys are only 46 troops, they are still growing because of this right here. So we need still another 30,000 men, which is about 28,000 better since we started this. Looks like Seleucids, I'm not sure if they're winning or not. Ideally, they don't win, but they're probably doing decently well. Or actually, never mind. Seleucid Revolt's taking some land, which is good. See, our claim should still be fabricating. So our claim is still fabricating. See that. Our ruler is 72 years old. Probably a bit more experienced than their ruler. You never know. And so we'll unload these navies or armies all the way out to here. Every single one of them. And then we can either go back over here and pick up these guys. Their army is 12. Looks like it's 12,000 troops, and so we might want to keep them here in case like Free declares war on us. But I do that doesn't happen, considering that they probably still have a truce with us. Maybe not anymore. So I bet these guys definitely need to expand more. And so now we have the main army here. We're fine to declare war whenever it'll let us. And for this, you can see that this army 50,000. You say, oh yeah, I can go anywhere. Like it really can't, because it's probably just counting one of this, say a smaller one. If we selected 21,000, it might say a bit different. It's probably going off the largest in the army, not the entire army. So like these guys, since it is one army, it'll actually tell us, and it says it's fine for that. So it'll probably be okay. And then there aren't any border forts, it looks like. So we should be able to just kind of rush in. You can see this is like, oh, actually no forts in this area. I know what the Seleucids are doing here. There are absolutely no forts, except it looks like there's two right there. And they're not even part of the Seleucid Empire. And they look like they are the Band Revolt. Looks like they got some other people to revolt as well. So Seleucids and Seleucid Revolt. It looks like they're spending a lot of money in building a navy for some reason. And they are, wow, they're doing pretty well. Looks like Seleucids are kind of tempering down this area, but this area and this area are a bit out of control. Looks like they did lose their capital, which is right here. So anytime this claim fabricates, we can declare war. And if we can do it early, it'll give us some pretty bad things. Yeah, there's a claim. So say okay. And we do not want to declare war without a claim. And we can hire this person to be a general for whichever army that was. And these guys can go have some fun in that dock right there. I do believe, yeah, the Seleucids lost all ports on this side when they just gave us this land. So the navy is probably all situated over here and probably battling the Seleucid Revolt's navy. So we're all set to declare war. Let's go ahead. They did lose some allies, it looks like. And we can put all these armies on independent operations. And they're spreading in. So I hope this goes well. We'll have to make sure to keep an eye and make sure they don't like land some troops down here. And we are spreading very far inland with that colonization. Saying hi to Kush right here. Looks like we did lose a trade route, and we did declare war on Seleucids, and we were importing probably some things from the Seleucids. Looks like we definitely need iron. So we can just import that from somewhere else in Egypt. And so we're good. And so yeah, these guys, since they unwisely don't have any forts at all, we're going to be able to pretty much take all of this land. Actually, it looks like they do have one fort right here, in which we will go take out. And it's not really super effective fort, considering that, well, maybe it is against Frigga, although they could just go this way. And there are mountains here, so it's not really going to protect much. So they could just go around. Looks like someone has been a bad person. So either the province loses a ton of loyalty or a bit of loyalty, but they gain some corruption, or we can imprison them. And we'll imprison them because if like they did something looks like it was treason, then Lithuanians are really having some good people in this game. Then they might do it again, and then we have to maybe lose more loyalty, and it's best just to imprison them at the start. Looks like we do have some dissimilar characters at approximately 2 in power, so we're really fine. So these guys probably should separate because they are pretty big. Both armies. It looks like they really like each other and just want to stay the same place, but we don't want them to get all attrition. Looks like we do still need 22,000 men, but we haven't encountered a Seleucid army yet. It's going to probably take a while for the Seleucids and their allies to get all their cohorts through all this kind of deserty mountain uncolonizable land. So this revolt is still expanding. They're losing some cohorts though. And so yeah, we're doing pretty well here. We do have to put these guys back in improvement operations. And they're now with another army, looks like. And so morale, because we are at war. Although attrition could potentially be useful, we would just have to switch densities. So we are winning this war, understandably, and we do control the war goal, which was right here. Instead of fabricating one all the way over here, I actually fabricated one in a relatively decent spot. I'm actually going to tell these guys to go capture this land, because that'd be really annoying if I couldn't get it and all my armies were all somewhere else. And so that siege looks like it's going fine. Unless our allies decide to capture that. Doesn't look like they are, but that's fine as well. So we are now winning with a score of 19 without encountering a single Seleucid soldier. No battles, no troops lost, just our occupations as well as that war goal being controlled by us. So yeah, the Seleucids, this is kind of like the right place and the right time, or right time I suppose, for us to be able to declare war on them. Otherwise it would have been maybe a bit too powerful. That's why I wanted to get out. And Phrygia, what is happening? Phrygia, take my eyes away from you for like 3 minutes, and Phrygia is long gone. Rest in peace, Phrygia. A fabricated claim. Because that's very annoying. That's uncolonizable. Fabricated claim in Phrygia. I don't actually know where to fabricate it. We actually will just fabricate right here, and then we can just go ahead. Declare war on them after we take out Seleucus, because we looks like Phrygia would ideally take back this little bit of land. We can kind of cross over into mainland Phrygia. And so we won the siege. And we'll put these armies both on infant operations. Looks like they did get a lot of attrition there. I didn't siege that, but it was probably fine. So we are just on the border of the Seleucid revolt. And Seleucids want peace. Seleucid's giving us a maybe decent offer. And if this thing would go away, we might be able to get more than that. Could reset. So we can get all of that. We still have a check. And then we could potentially get more Seleucids. No Seleucids. I know I accepted your last offer, but that was a really good one. That one's just not the best. Seleucid Empire. By Seleucid Empire. Looks like someone took him out. No battle popped up. Or maybe, no, I think that's just attrition. For both of us. This has not been a very costly war in terms of battles. And so the war score is just going up. We are actually going to stop it here. This is going to be the end of episode 15, and then episode 16, we're going to resume with this war right next time, starting with that peace offer right there, because this episode was a bit too long, so we're going to kind of resume in episode 16. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again there.